The COVID-19 pandemic does not seem to end anytime soon, but the wait of students who are waiting to join their colleges again or for the first time is about to be over, it seems. NGC has released its guidelines for reopening of colleges from November 1. Let's see how it goes. Hello guys, I am Arihant and this year I appeared for NCHMCT JEE and I've got IHM Pusa. This video tell you about how did I get my entry into it. The first thing that comes to our minds about a certain college, how to get its entry, how to get admission into it, is that which exam do I have to take. So the exam for IHMs is a common entrance exam, which is also known as NCHMCT JEE, which stands for National Council for Hotel Management and Catering Technology Joint Entrance Exam. So obviously you need to appear for the exam. The applications begin in January. The candidates come, the admit cards come out in the last of April, I guess, and then the exam happens to be in the last of or mid of May. But this year it did not happen because of the pandemic, of course, and it did happen on 29th of August this year. So once the exams are over, you will get an answer key which tells you how much score are you getting. You have to calculate it on yourself, on your own, and this is the normal process, the results and then the counseling, of course. So this is the basic process that you have to deal with to get admission into an IHM. Okay. The first part is I appeared for exam on 29th of August. 7th of September was the day when the results were out. The results were out and it stated my rank and my score, which was 696 out of 800, and my rank was 27. It was all India rank. And now I'll talk about how did I prepare for this exam, which is, I suppose, most important for you guys. There hardly happens to be a single book that takes you through the exam easily without any extra book required, but in case of NCHM it happens to be. There's one book called, this one, I read this one, I think it is inverted, but yeah, it is Arihant's Hotel Management NCHMCT JEE. It is an old edition, it's 1 year, yes, it's up to 2019, you have to buy the 2021 one, because you have to appear in an exam in the 2021 year. So the thing with this book is it covers all the sections that are required in the exam, that is English, Maths, GS, Reasoning and Service Aptitude, of course, which is the most easiest part, I guess, but the students are most confused about it, hence a lot of problems stand out in the way. There's a rumor that there will be no negative marking in Service Aptitude, but it happens to be there, because when I read the instructions during the paper, to my surprise, there was no special instruction that stated that there is no negative marking in Service Aptitude sector. Okay, so I'll now basically tell you how to prepare with this book. You need to open the index. There's an index. First of all, you can see the list of IHMs which are the best ones. It's given in this one. On the opening few pages here it says list of hotel management colleges, and on the top there is IHM Pusa, then Mumbai, then Bangalore, of course, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Chennai and Chandigarh. Move on to the next thing, which is the index. You can, in the course of reading this book, you can experience that there are many things which it deals with. It also states that how you have to prepare. It also states that not only studies, apart from studies, what are the methods that you should approach for studies. Like I'll say out a few, which are read, write kind of study materials and of required level, of course. Develop a sound conceptual base of all the required sections, which is a must to do. Practice English grammar and composition well, of course, because English is a vital part. There are 60 questions of English in NCHM exam. Read newspapers and magazines, which is important for any exam if it's a competitive one, because GS is a valid part. 30 questions are asked from GS, which a very small portion of which deals with current affairs. Take tests from individual sections on the pattern of NCHM JEE, which I'll tell you where to take those tests from. Once you are confident with all the sections, start taking mock tests as much as possible on the pattern. Appear in the exam with a cool and composed mindset, which is the most important thing in the course of the exam. You might be prepared well, you might be over prepared actually, but what happens is when you see the paper, it happens to be easier than you thought. And when that happens, believe me, many lose their patience and many become overexcited, and in that course they happen to make some mistakes which you don't have to. Okay, so basically you don't have to do anything apart from these things which I am going to tell you. English, this book deals very nicely with English, the kind of English that is required. It in kind over prepares you for the exam. Okay, alright. And then the math section, if you are confident about your elementary mathematics, then you do not need to prepare anymore. Believe me when I say this, you don't have to prepare anymore if you are confident about your elementary mathematics. All you have to do is prepare some questions, revise some questions. You can solve a few questions in this book and you will be confident about your maths portion. GS is something that you have studied till class 10th, and from that part of your studies only it is about to be asked, I guess, because when I appeared I realized that we kind of over prepare GS for this exam. So all you have to do is be sound about what you have already studied. If you have studied history till class 10th or 12th, then you must be sure that the things you know are going to come in exam. There is nothing special you have to study about it. Current affairs, be thorough with current affairs. A very small paper of a very small portion of the paper deals with current affairs, but you need to be prepared. Okay, and we talked about maths, we talked about English. If your maths, if you are done with maths, reasoning is an easy part. Very small, simple questions like alphabet test, classification, analogy. These kinds of questions come, and this book again deals very well with that portion as well. Okay, the service aptitude, I guess this is the only book that deals with the service aptitude sector in the manner it has to, in the manner a guy or a girl needs if he or she is preparing for this exam. So service aptitude is given in the last portion. Here you can see the page number 3 from 36, which is in the last. This book is divided into sections, and every section has a new page number beginning. So you have to deal with this index quite properly. Once you have done these many things, there's nothing stopping you from getting into IHM Pusa. All you have to do is appear into the exam with a cool mindset. When you see the paper, there should be no excitement. Over excitement leads to failure. Simply putting it, it leads to failure. You might be overexcited and you might make mistakes which you were not prepared for. So be confident. All you have to do is appear in the exam with a cool mindset and a well prepared approach. So be well prepared. This is all I have to say. This is all I did. To get the AIR-27 and get into IHM Pusa, which was my dream college. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please list them in the comments down below. I've answered many of your questions which happened to be asked in last 2 videos of mine, which was completely in Hindi. I tried this English thing. Let's see if it works with you guys. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos if you ask about the topics which you need to know. Alright, and then once I am into the college, I'll tell you about it as well. So please subscribe to this channel. That's all for today's video. Thank you and have a nice day.